What is up, everybody? Today I'm bringing you guys a team reveal showing you guys the 4 Digimon I plan on using on my team for the Twitter pated tournament. I did a tournament announcement for this tournament a couple days ago. If you guys still want to enter this tournament, you like playing games on the VB app, think about entering the tournament. I'll have a video probably linked in the description basically showing all of the info you guys need to sign up. But basically the rule set for this tournament, it's hosted by the VB Arena Discord. You get to bring 4 Digimon and play a best of 3 where you cannot use the same 2 Digimon combinations twice. So you can see my 4 Mon here are going to be Banco Lilymon, Vikemon, Imperial Dramon Dragon Mode, and Valkyrmon, right? So I couldn't use Vikemon and Valkyrmon for all 3 of my best of 3s. I'd have to mix it up. I have to go like Vikemon, Valkyrmon, and then like I could then use Vikemon again, but I could pair it with like Imperial Dramon, or then I could go like Banco Lilymon and pair that with like, you know, Valkyrmon or Imperial Dramon. And so I really think this is a really creative way to play, and it's definitely bringing a little bit more spice back to the VB. And if you guys have questions about this tournament, let me know in the comments below. I want as many people to play in as possible. There is like some sort of prize. I think it's like some sort of like gift card, but it's completely free to enter tournament. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. I'll do my absolute best to help. What I did was, you can see my account basically got restarted from scratch, so I had to look really long and hard about all the abilities these mons got, all of the available Digimon. You can only use the ones on this list, so I thought really hard, and I think a lot of people are going to be using Vaccine Digimon because it's the highest like amount of Digimon legal for the tournament, right? And so instead of like trying to pick like Datamons to beat the vaccines and then like losing to viruses or blah blah whatever, I decided to actually build a team around free mons. Remember, free mons aren't hitting anything for super effective, but they're also not taking any super effective attacks from any other types. So I'm using 3 vaccine mons, and then I think the best Datamon in the tournament, which is going to be Banco Lilymon, I think has a really high stat line. So yeah, I'm going to explain my teams. I'm going to explain how my abilities work in conjunction. I will say one rule set for this tournament is you can actually use 2 of the same ability, but they can't be on the same Digimon. I want to say I couldn't just use 4 Vikemons or 4 Valkyrmons. I had to mix it up as well. So this took me a long time to build these mons, think about the abilities, and I just want to talk about it and just go over my general team building process, because I think that, Digimon VB, we need more team building guides on YouTube, so I want to be that guy. So let's start off by taking a look at the Valkyrmon. I think the Valkyrmon's a good one to take a look at. This comes from the D3 White and Red dim. While it's loading, I guess I'll just pull that up. D3 White and Red. You can see over here, and actually, yeah, D3 White and Red right at the top right here. So Valkyrmon, you can see its base stats are 6,000, 5,900, and 2050 on the AP. So it actually hits pretty hard. And I really like this mon. I think it has a good HP line for what you would see in this tournament. And if we were to take a look at it right here, or take a look at its ability, the ability that we're using on this guy is going to be the ultra rare ability, which is raise its own HP by 30% at the start of the battle if ally character has the same attribute. So if I'm pairing this with either my Vikemon or my Imperial Dramon Dragon Mode, I'm going to get a 30% boost to my HP. Now, why is 30% boost to HP really good in this tournament? Well, I think that we're going to see a lot of double sap life teams. And so if our opponent's going to be starting off the game by like really lowering our HP, and it takes both their abilities to do so, and I can mitigate that sap life, which is going to do 15 to 20% depending on the dim card that we're seeing on sap life, because some would do 20% like the D3 White and Yellow here, but some only do like 15 on the Pulsemon dim, right? So if they're only lowering us by like 35 to 40%, and I'm using 1 ability to counteract 2 abilities, that's actually like a 1 for 2. That should be an advantage for me. Plus, I'm not taking super effective attacks. I think it's going to end up being pretty good for some of the rounds. So I think this is a good mon, and being able to pair it with all these free mons, if I can also compare it with my own sap life. So if I were to go Vikemon and a sap life mon of my own, not only do I mitigate your ability, but I'm throwing one of those back at you. So I think that, like, going back to this pool right here, I think that Sap Life's going to be really good because a lot of the mons get it from the D3 Yellow. A lot of the mons from this one are from the D3 Yellow. And then, like, I think that Vaccine's going to be really popular. So I wanted to include, like, a Datamon. I wanted to include, like, a lot of health and then, like, a little bit of Sap Life as well. Let's take a look at the next mon on my team that I think is worth featuring, and that's going to be the Imperial Dramon Dragon Mode. We were talking about Sap Life, how good it's going to be in this format. And so, again, I have the Sap Life right here, the 20% one for my Imperial Dramon. This is going to be a great partner for my Valkyrmon, and it doesn't have the highest, like, stat line compared to something like Valkyrmon has like, what is it, like 6,000, 5,900, 2050. That's a lot. If we were to go up to this guy, it has like, a little bit more BP, but like over 1,000 less HP and then like a lower AP. So this is the mon I'm going to include in the back. I'm going to be leading with Valkyrmon a lot of the time, but it's a great mon to like close things out because it has that great BP stat in the back. So just a really, really good ability. This thing's probably going to be like the mon that's on like a lot of players' teams. It's a fan favorite. I love this Digimon. So really, really cool stuff. Let's take a look at the Vikemon next, because Vikemon actually is really, really cool. So Vikemon also has the same sap life ability. So if I'm noticing a pattern in my opponent where like I can lead like Valkyrmon and a sap life mon, and that works really, really well for game one, I can actually just go with basically the same combo again, because you're allowed to use the same ability here, and this guy has a much better stat line, like a much better stat line than the Imperial Dramon. So Imperial Dramon's like my backup. What I'm probably going to be going with is like Valkyrmon, Vikemon, and if that works for game one and I want to do it again, I can just go Valkyrmon, Imperial Dramon, and basically the same combo. I also then unlock the ability to go like Vikemon and Imperial Dramon and just get a double sap life and just nuke them on like turn one with like a really, really big W attack. So I'm giving myself like multiple ways to play this best of three where they don't really know what I'm going to lead every single time, and I think it really just keeps people on their toes. I'm very, very excited to use this team. Let's take a look at the last member of my team, and that's going to be the Banco Lilymon. And I think this is one of the best data mons in the tournament, right? If you go back and take a look at like all the data mons here, some of them have some pretty high base stat lines. The one on the bottom right from the Jellymon dim is good. The one on the top left from the Lucamon dim is very, very nice. I looked at Jessmon too, because Jessmon gets some abilities that increases its teammates' health, but I ended up going with a little bit different ability for the Banco Lilymon. This is going to be from the Forest Guardian dim, right? And so you may think that we would want to go with like the best one, the Ultra ability, which lowers our double attack damage that we receive by 20%, but I'm actually opting to go with raising my own HP by 15% at the start of battle if my teammate has a free attribute. So we're building a really, really cool team around free mons, right? I think it's so, so, so cool. And I can pair this with my Vikemon or my Imperial Dramon and have it be like a data type version of my Valkyrmon. So again, if we take a look at like all the mons, so like if we're gonna be fighting like double vaccines, I just lead Banco Lilymon. I have like one of my sap lifers in the back, and I just destroy their team with Banco Lilymon. So I don't know how often I'm really going to use it, but I do think the ability to like really punish vaccines and then play like standard and safe with like a 3 Fremon comp, it's going to be really, really fun. And I will be actually uploading some gameplay of me testing this team throughout the week. So if I happen to change it, I'll let you guys know. But let me know, what do you think about this team? Do you think that this is going to work for this tournament? Do you think that like being able to like outvalue the sap life comps while having a little bit of sap life comp myself while also still checking vaccines is the right way to play it? Let me know what your 4 team would be if you were to enter this tournament, or if you have any questions about entering this tournament, let me know in the comments below. And other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, peace. I'll see you guys next time.